Now I know I might be running slightly late to the party, maybe about 3 weeks late thinking about it. We played some Halo Infinite a few weeks ago. We got our first technical preview flight and I jumped on it and I streamed a lot of it over on twitch.tv, which by the way, if you don't follow it, go down there and give me a follow. We're on the road to 200 followers. All the live streams are happening over on there, so come leave us a cheeky follow on Twitch and say hello. Now during this technical preview we got access to 3 different maps, a little bit of PvP for a couple of hours and a good few days of Bot Slayer, which was really fun and gave us a bit of an insight into what the game has to offer. Now everybody else has already done their first impressions video and I know that I'm extremely late to the party and I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. But in any case, we're going to jump in and I'm going to give you guys my first impressions, what I liked, what I didn't like in a general consensus. And then in future videos, I'm going to touch on specific details such as the weapon balancing, the user interface, the heads up display, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to just milk this cow because we got no more Halo Infinite yet. So we're going to milk this thing. But I've said enough. I think it's time to roll the intro. When I first jumped into the Halo Infinite flight, bearing in mind I was playing on an Xbox One console, so it wasn't running the same as a Series S, X or PC. I was running at 30 frames per second, 1080p, and it looked stunning. It played really well, it had a nice solid frame rate, and everything just looked Halo. Everything from the weapon design, to the sounds, to the power-ups, to the pickup pads, you know, everything just felt like Halo. It felt like I was playing a classic Halo game with a few modernized mechanics. Now, playing this game that we've been promised for such a long time, you know, it was already very exciting because no matter if it was really bad or really good, it was just exciting having our hands on another Halo game, the next installment in the franchise, finally on our consoles, bearing in mind it was a technical preview, but having it in our hands was just incredible and there wasn't really much bad to say about it. Now yes, there were a few crashes, a few server issues and things like that, but that is what's to be expected. This isn't even an alpha, this isn't a beta, this is just a technical preview, and I'm sure that when Gamescom rolls around we will get a beta of some kind that will be open to the public for about 4 days, very similar to the tech preview but with a lot more content and a lot more stability. So everybody has been talking about the maps, everyone's been talking about what one was their favourite, why it was their favourite and things like that, and everybody seems to have this general consensus of it being Bazaar, which was the final map we got in the flight, which, don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic map, it was really cool, it kind of took it back to the Halo 2 kind of location, what with it being in New Mombasa and things like that. But for me, I think my favourite map was Recharge, and the reason that I think Recharge was my favourite map was because it just felt more futuristic, very Halo-y, lots of glowing parts, lots of platforms, you had the gravity hammer, like all of the map design itself was just very Halo-like. But don't get me wrong, the other 2 maps were absolutely fantastic as well, but just from personal preference, Recharge was my favourite, and it played really nicely. We've got the grapple shot on that map as well. It was the first look at that, which was incredible. Speaking of the grapple shot, all of the armor pickups, or the equipment as you want to call it, were very good. I mean, the shield wall was slightly slow. I expect it to be a much faster deployment, but overall it was okay. And the grapple shot as well, absolutely brilliant. Give me one of those bad boys, because using it to grab weapons, swing around like you're playing Titanfall 2 again, oh, it was amazing. So I think they've definitely done well with the equipment, the implementation of them, and the balancing of them as well. It was just very well balanced. And speaking of balancing, we've got to talk about the weapons. There's been a bit of a controversial topic regarding the assault rifle. A lot of people seem to think the assault rifle is overpowered. Now, I don't think it's overpowered, I think it's right. I think it's finally a useful option in the Halo universe, because in Halo Reach it was kind of meh, in Halo 4 it was a tank, in Halo 5 it was meh, and now in Infinite it seems to be a viable option for short to medium range encounters. And then obviously the battle rifle is much better for medium to long range, and then you've obviously got the implementation of the Ravager and the Heat Wave and the Skewer and all these other guns that we got to try out. and I think overall the weapon sandbox was very well balanced. I'm very happy with what they've done with it. Apart from the sniper rifle, which for some reason was very difficult to use. I don't know why, and a lot of people have said the same thing. I think the reticle was way too small, and you know, it had to be so accurate to get a shot, but when you did get a kill with it, it was extremely satisfying. Now, it wasn't all sunshine and daisies and rainbows. There were some things that I did not like, and again, I think this is talking about the general consensus, and the first thing that comes to mind is the friend or foe system, which they bigged up for so long. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the friend or foe system is like the glow around the Spartans. So you have your armor coating showing at all times, and if you approach an enemy, they're glowing red, and if you're a friendly, it glows blue, but you can change those colors and all this kind of stuff, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan, and I think it just kind of takes away from the immersion of the game. Like, I don't know, it just feels more like a computer simulation more than a battle between two teams of 4 Spartans, these super soldiers, but they're just glowing weird colours. I don't really understand why they did that. I think that should be an option, like a toggle feature. You can toggle it on or off, or just have their gamer tag showing, or like a little red dot above their head, something like that, because it's just too much. It's too in your face, and when you're shooting at an enemy, I think Arash put it beautifully, and so did Danny GG and Sean W and basically everybody else. When you shoot at an enemy with the friend or foe system, you can't really see how much damage they've taken. So you'll be seeing in the gameplay behind me, you can't really see like when their shields are popping. Like, everyone just looks the same until the shields pop, and then they have like a few like sparks and things like that on the outside. But I think that they can do a much better job with the friend or foe system, so I think that definitely needs some work. Also, the heads up display, not really what we're looking for, is it? I mean, originally I really liked it. I thought it looked clean, but after playing the game and kind of just trying to understand where everything was, having everything scrunched down in that bottom corner, it's very confusing, because obviously we're used to grenades being in top left, weapons top right, radar bottom left, and then bottom right having your score, and I think that was the best place to have it in each corner. I think originally in the campaign gameplay we got in 2020, that heads up display was so much better, and they've just kind of scrunched it all into a corner. But I think a lot of people have spoken about this, so hopefully 343 will change that, update it a bit. As for the UI and the menus, it's okay. I think it should be a vertical layout instead of a horizontal layout, but other than that, it was pretty smooth, pretty easy to go through. I like the customization menus for the weapons. I'm looking forward to seeing what the customization menus will be like for the vehicles, and I'm really just looking forward to seeing all this other content is being implemented. I'm hoping there's going to be a few tweaks to the UI, because some of it just felt very like copy and paste from other games, and I think that Halo can do a better job and not go back down the route of Halo 5's UI, which was, let's be honest, a bit shit. But as a general roundup for the first technical flight, it was a good experience. It was fun to jump in. You could still matchmake with your friends, have a fire team, jump into some Slayer. The maps we got to see were lovely. The weapons were fantastic. The firing range, the academy was brilliant. I think everything that we got given so far has been really good, and it's showing us that that delay from this time last year was definitely worth the wait. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. As I said, I'm very sorry that it's been so long. I've just had a lot of stuff, had a bit of a toothache, so I couldn't really talk, and then I've been having this headache problem. I don't know what that's all about. I'm probably falling apart or some crap, I don't know. But thank you to everyone that has come over to the Twitch channel to support me streaming over there. If you're not already following, it's in the description down below. Come over, give us a follow. We're live there almost every day. But that's been it from me. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure entertaining you and covering this content. Make sure you look out for more videos coming soon. I'm now getting back into the swing of it. But until then, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will catch you all in the next one.